Mount.
Okay, so a slightly delayed setup while I was having to fix a few things. We are here for continuing playtest of My Little Pony, though we're starting the story again with a little more knowledge of how the rules work, so it will be a lot simpler to do things. We spent most of the last session practicing the skill checks and decided to restart the story with role-playing involved. Today, at the table we have Ariadna, who...
I thought there was going to be, more warning. Okay, yep. I guess I'm introducing my character.
Yes, you got the two characters you've got today.
Okay, so I'm playing Bubble Brew, who's the magician character, who prefers to spend her time in the laboratory. So she wouldn't be like a typical spellcaster, because she likes to make good potions and being an alchemist and coming up with concoctions to help her friends. And after years of testing her mixtures on herself, she has an iron stomach. So I relate to her because I too seem to be able to eat almost anything without any repercussions. And she works closely with the magicians of the Celestial Court, Queen Celestia, to create new and experimental defense systems to protect Equestria. I like to think of like an example of that as perhaps maybe these little sort of round ball-shaped sort of spore type explosive devices that you could like maybe hiding in tree hollows and things like that, that when uninvited guests come, poof in their face and have certain hysterical effects.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teal with, I'm going to say magenta mane and tail, and a little heart-shaped potion bottle on my butt, because nothing's cuter than a pony with a little icon on their butt. I also am playing Gilly, who mastered magic very early, so even though she doesn't have a cutie mark, she's very naturally magically inclined. She really enjoys painting, but isn't comfortable about the amount of pressure about trying to find and get her cutie mark, and the constant assurances that not assurances, but the certainty that everybody has that her cutie mark will be something to do with art, because she feels she's too young to be labelled already, and she wants to explore what else is she good at. Just because she's natural at magic doesn't mean that she'll necessarily end up as a magician, and just because she enjoys painting doesn't mean she wants to be a painter. She wouldn't mind if her cutie mark was about art, but she's worried at the same time that it might not be. So she sounds like a typical tween. I don't want to be labelled right now, but I want to fit in, and I wouldn't mind having my label. but she still feels like she's overshadowed by this whole question of whether or not she'll have one, what it'll be, and what it will look like. But because her art has helped her understand magic, she has it's helped her to understand how to cast a spell by feel, but that's had the offset that's taught her that her instincts aren't always right, and that's led to some uncertainty in her life. Gilly is white and very appropriately splattered with different coloured paint splotches. In this picture she has pink hair, but my other character has pink hair, so the GM will let me, this one can have blue hair. Just so that they look a little bit different.
You have apparently painted your hair blue today.
Yeah.
As an artist and a magician, I'm sure it's quite easy to use either to change your hair colour.
Just something to change it up.
Okay, so that brings us over to M.
Hello. I am playing 2 characters as well today. I am playing Featherfall, which I also played last week. He is a green Pegasus with 3 falling leaves on his butt. He is very kind and sort of a go-getter type. Really loves helping people. And just sort of being useful all around. The other character I'm playing is Stormy Knight, which is also a spellcaster type. But she also loves a good yarn, telling a good story, and making people laugh. I'm not entirely sure what's on her butt because her picture is covered with a cloak with a like a magician's cloak with a half moon on
I
it.
think on one of your sheets will say what your Q-mark is.
So if I look through it, a blue ghost and purple rain cloud.
There you go. Yeah. Did you say a blue ghost?
A blue ghost and a purple rain cloud.
So does that related to you, like maybe telling ghost stories?
Tell scary stories that make people laugh.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you did say that. My brain just slow on the remembering bit.
All good. And next up we have Josh, who's currently on mute.
I was gonna say, did Anne do both the characters?
She did.
Okay.
Hello, Josh.
Hi, I'm here. I'm Josh. Today I am playing Diddy Riffs, which is our musical Pegasus. I'm just trying to find the
Brown one in the pictures.
yes, the brown one in the pictures. So yeah, I'm the Earth Pony, brown with yellow hair, with my mark being guitar playing music.
And you've also been handballed the leader of the group, Aurora Glow.
Yay!
You sound very unenthusiastic.
He really likes to be the leader.
So I'm also playing Aurora Glow, who's Pegasus.
Investigative journalist.
I'm not going to be writing anything down this session as well.
That's okay. It's not one of the games where you need to keep track of anything.
Okay.
If you need to remember anything, GM's happy to tell you, because it is basically play and have fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so with your characters, you have something called friendship points. You start off with 1 point per pony that's been played. So with 6 ponies, that's 6 points.
Which is why we're playing 2 characters this game.
And ways you can earn more ponies are depending on which harmony your pony associates with. So, going through the ponies. Featherfall is spirit of kindness. So acts of kindness about doing something for others, expecting no reward. But basically, it's more about being kind to those who dislike or have spurned your kindness or seem unworthy of it. Is what will get you a friendship point for the acts of kindness. For our Aurora Glow with the spirit of honesty, it's telling the truth when a lie would be easier, or sharing a hard truth that someone needs to hear with compassion. So not just always telling the truth, it's telling the truth at a meaningful point. Spirit of loyalty, so for that one, it's about bringing people together in a team and helping people forgive each other, but also showing trust and team spirit to a stranger or an enemy is considered also part of loyalty.
Was that for a particular point?
That was for Bubble Brew.
Yeah, okay, so I'm waiting for the name,
Sorry.
and you're like, spirit of loyalty, and I'm like,
Sorry for
I am
Bubble.
not taking notes.
So for Bubble Brew, it's
Spirit of loyalty.
is smoothing over friction in a team, such as healing problems and bringing people together. And showing trust and team spirits to a stranger.
Showing trust in strangers?
Showing trust and team spirit to a stranger.
To a stranger?
Mm-hmm.
How do you...
Or an
how do you
enemy.
show team spirit to a stranger?
Well, that is up for you to try to figure out. And then on to Ditty Riffs, who is the spirit of generosity. And so that one is about giving away things you need, not things you don't need. So if you don't need it, it doesn't count. And it can be things such as time and energy, as well as other things.
I'm just trying to figure out how you share team spirit. I like the pom-poms.
And for Gilly has the spirit of magic, which is all about friendship.
Sorry, my hair's currently right.
Every time I hear friendship and music and that, I don't know why, because I've never watched this movie. I just know the song because when it came out, it got played there. I think it's High School Musical, like, we're all in this together. Is that right?
It's along those sort of lines, yes. So the way Friendship with Magic works is if you can inspire people to perform their own acts of harmony.
The own acts of harmony?
Yes, such as acts of loyalty, laughter, kindness, honesty, or generosity for the appropriate pony.
Thank you.
And reminding people that harmony is in everyone and inspire them to follow their path.
So, Emmy, the song you're thinking of it is from the High School Musical, not from My Little Ponies.
Yes.
Just to clarify. Yeah.
And the
I
last
believe it's from High School Musical.
I've not seen High School Musical, so...
Neither have I. The only reason why I think it's from that movie is because
it was popular at the time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the last one is what Em's also playing, Stormy Night, has the spirit of laughter. So here it says, true laughter lightens the soul as much as it lightens the mood, bringing people together in a shared joy with no one ever being the butt of the joke. So making people laugh without being demeaning is one of those aspects of that one.
Not mocking, laughter, laughing with you, not at you.
And so you can gain friendship points by acting in the spirit of your role, which those roles I just went through. Fumbling a skill test can get you a friendship point, which is where you roll a 1 on the d20.
So did you say fumbling?
Fumbling, yes.
So you fail it.
You fail it and get a friendship point out of it.
Okay.
There's a few different terminology, which is what we're finding out last week.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That-
Fumble, though, I think fumble or like critical fail is very similar to Pathfinder, but you don't play that one, so.
Yep. And creative problem solving or insightful ideas about the story can get you a friendship point, or playing a hang up particularly well can get you one. As some of you have hang ups. Not all of you do though.
Mm.
You can spend a friendship point to re-roll any roll of a 1 on any dice. So instead of getting the friendship point, you can burn a friendship point to reuse it. To roll a skill test as if you have a specialization. To add 5 to any single defense for the scene. Or get a hint from the GM if you're stuck. Your characters also can do friendship circles if every pony who spends a friendship point adds to the circle.
Oh, is that why we couldn't do it last time? Because we didn't have.
You didn't have friendship points because I hadn't.
We had friendship points, yeah.
I had forgotten that part of the book, so I was reading through it all again in the last week, and it's like, oh, this is the section I really needed, but they don't go over that at the start of the adventure.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, we actually have story points this week. Yay.
So it's like, here's how you play the game. It's like, yay. So I've gone through the complete start of it, and nowhere does it tell you about getting all those points available.
No. It's cool.
Okay, so the story for tonight is called Stealing Thunder. And you're up to part 1, Helpful Ponies, which hopefully are you guys.
They would be very helpful.
Helpful sounds optimistic. I'm joking.
Okay, so in this, you are, well, there are 4 parts to this main story, and this is part 1, Helpful Ponies. It's time for the annual Bountiful Bouquet Festival in Ponyville. Ponies come from all over Equestria to enjoy local treats and take part in the Bountiful Bouquet Parade. The most impressive float is given the Bountiful Bouquet Blue Ribbon, an oversized award designed by Rarity and decorated with gems. It is common practice for everyone to volunteer to help to get everything ready the morning of the parade. You begin the adventure in Ponyville, either as residents or visitors. But most likely we'll just say you're residents at this stage as you're already here.
So we're residents?
And the common activities that you hear on these events are admiring all the beautiful flowers, seeing the impressive floats in the parade and finding out who wins the Bountiful Bouquet Blue Ribbon, eating lots of tasty treats, going to the craft fair or selling their own wares, hearing the music performed by local songbirds, and seeing the Wonderbolts perform at sunset. The activity starting early morning with all the participants putting finishing touches on their floats and decorating the festival space. A little bit after sunrise, volunteer ponies run and fly through Ponyville ringing bells and cheerfully calling out for help. So, just after sunrise, you hear ye, volunteers please come to Ponyville Square to help set up the Bountiful Bouquet Festival. So it's most likely bouquet, but I keep
I was
mispronouncing
going to
it.
say it's bouquet. I'll try not to correct you every time you say it. I was really waiting for the end to go, how's that spelled? It's okay.
I'm mispronouncing it all the time, so I don't mind. So do all 6 of you head over to the Ponyville Square?
Of course.
As I started with last week, Featherfall, hearing the call for help, it springs up and is like, "Come on, guys, let's all volunteer," and then rushes off.
Uh, I will, being slightly older and possibly more organised of the pair I'm playing, will gather up Gilly. So Bubble will locate Gilly and interrupt her painting. Gilly's gotten up bright and early so that she can assist in decorating things, and she got understandably distracted by sorting through her paints, and now she's covered in more paint than was in her pots originally, but she does have a basket full of pots, and so when Bubble comes and finds her and tells her that it's time to go and do some decorating, she'll pick up her basket of paints in her mouth and fall in line enthusiastically. And then realise she's forgotten her brushes, rush back, get her brushes, and then
She's got a tail.
But Bubble will help her collect her brushes as well, and so that they get there on time.
Okay.
Stormy Night will kind of chuckle to herself and like, "Oh, Featherfall, you're always so eager to help out people in need. What a wonderful friend to have." As she also gets up and follows everyone.
I was going to say that's I can't decide if you're trying to hold in the sarcasm or yeah.
I'm trying to embrace the whole storyteller thing, but not making it sound meaning. Which is very difficult.
There's a side of me that almost wants to be sarcastic the whole way through, but then also doesn't want to ruin. Wants to preserve the idea, the concept. Yeah, concept.
Okay, there are many jokes you can throw in there. How about Josh?
They're eating pizza. Both of his characters. Morning breakfast in Ponyland equals the scoffing of pizza. And the cheese is so melty, they're busy dealing with the mozzarella fallout.
I'm sure someone mentions that he should hoof it down and get his hooves over to the square.
Yeah.
Is about it.
Okay, with the frantic clattering of hooves as all the volunteers arrive in the square, you can see the Mayor standing up on a podium with markers and frames for floats erected in the festival, but they are all completely undecorated. Mayor in a special floral sash stands on the podium. Behind her is a stand with the bountiful bouquet blue ribbon, as well as several participant ribbons, proudly displayed. Behind her, ponies can see the frames of all the floats ready for their decorations. Mayor clears her throat loudly to quiet the group of gathering ponies. Thank you all for coming to help with our 74th annual Bountiful Bouquet Festival celebration. There is much to do and time is not on our side. Would any remaining volunteers please find a group captain with her best and join the team of helpers? As ponies began milling around, heading off to hang baskets of flowers, set up market booths, and paint and decorate floats. Many volunteers are still needed, and you see that there are 6 work groups currently looking for workers.
So is it a case of one each to a work group?
You can all go and do each group together,
Right.
or you can split off and do the groups separately.
Yeah. I prefer to do. I prefer to stick to the apparent High School Musical song, and let's all do this together. So if the other 4 ponies are happy to join in, we'll take the option where we can all be in together.
Okay, so you are directed onto the songbird tree.
The songbird tree.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds particularly pony-like.
Okay. As you get to the songbird tree, you're told that your job here is to work with the birds to provide music for the parade.
Oh.
And when you get there, Fluttershy is gently flying around a large tree wearing a light green vest with a small patch in the shape of a singing songbird. The branches of the tree are lined with colourful birds. Fluttershy flips through pages of sheet music, mumbling to herself. The songbirds sing over each other, and every so often, Fluttershy tries to harmonise with the group. When she sees that you're approaching her, she stops singing, looks bashful, flipping back to the beginning of her book. Oh, hi. Thanks for coming. I'm working with these birds, but... She flips back to the beginning of the song. I got this new music this morning, and I'm afraid I don't know the song. Do any of you happen to know anything about music? She asks in a hopeful tone.
I think this is the role for Diddy.
And you know, birds can't read music and need to be taught a new song.
Philip will pipe up and say, "Oh my good virgin, Diddy Riffs is the best musician that I know."
And in my role as encouraging other people to use their harmony, I'll chime in just after it and say, yes, Diddy Riffs is the perfect pony for this task.
Okay, just make sure I get everyone's things down so I can also give people pointers if they need it. So, Featherfall has kindness. Aurora has honesty. Bubble Brew has loyalty.
I kindly volunteered my friend Diddy Riffs.
I was going to say it's Gilly whose talent or thingamajiggy is encouraging other people to use their art.
Ditty has generosity. Gilly has friendship / magic. Because friendship is magic in this game.
Yes.
And Stormy has laughter. Handy to have that noted down, so I'm noting
you
down
see,
even
when
do
you say
stuff.
Stormy has laughter, I just think to hideous laughter. And I feel this is probably not what the creators of this game intended.
Well, they do have D20 dice. I'm sure they have some understanding of D&D.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, but I said not what they intended, not that they wouldn't understand.
Okay, so... Fluttershy flaps over to Ditty and goes, "You know music? Music? Can you read music?"
Sorry?
Fluttershy flies over to Ditty and flaps nearby, going, "You can read music? You know music? Can you read this music?"
Yes.
And
Yeah.
pages sort of start going everywhere.
I can read music. Sorry, what went everywhere?
The music sheets.
Start picking up music sheets.
Okay.
And hopefully put them back in order.
So, you managed to get all the sheets together again.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if they're in order.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to do a performance or a culture check to see if you can get them lined up. And in this case, if you do performance, it's music or an instrument. And if you do culture, it is music.
I've got performance music.
So performance music is useful. And what is the dice for that?
Is let me just
So you will have an upgrade, so it would be
D8.
D8. Or so it would be D10 if you upgraded. Because you have specialization.
So D20 plus D10.
Okay, let's go to...
That one.
So yes, it is a D20 plus a D10.
$22.
22. Okay. Did either of those have a maximum number?
No. It was a 15 and a 7.
Okay, so the other rule with critical fumbles being a 1 on the 20, considered a critical success has been listed as the maximum number on a dice for either dice you roll, as long as it's not the D2.
Okay.
So a 1 in 4 can actually get you a critical if you had a D4.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yes, it means that some skill bonuses are more desirable than others when you're doing percentages.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to succeed at the test to get the critical success.
Oh, yeah.
So with your 22, you have no problems putting all the papers together and putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
And what sort of song do you teach the birds?
What sort of song do I teach the birds?
Yep.
I feel like because it's Josh, it's going to be something sort of like fast paced and jaunty. But of course, it's up to Josh to decide what he wants to do.
Not really. Actually, quite a lot of today was actually a lot of musicals.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm a big fan of Dr. Horrible.
Mm.
That is technically a musical.
So I teach them basically show tunes and musicals.
Well, they do have the main music that you're performing for the parade, which you're teaching them. And what sort of, I'm sort of asking you, so what sort of song do you teach them at what's on the paper?
So is the title, you mean?
He can make up whatever he wants to go with this because the story doesn't specify.
Okay, and it's for like a bouquet parade, so flowers.
It's for the whole parade.
Yeah, so flowers and
Is it bad that like all day now I've literally been singing "This is the Greatest Show" by the Greatest Showman?
well, yeah.
It can be
So
that.
this could be the greatest bouquet show,
Mm-hmm.
or the greatest bouquet, maybe.
Okay. So Ditty is given a beautiful red feather
Ooh.
by Fluttershy as a gift from the songbirds.
Yay!
And it's enough that you can gift it to another pony in the future or use it to make a pretty accessory.
Yeah, nice.
I was going to say, as a musician, are you tempted to accessorize?
Not really.
Okay.
I will keep it possibly as not yet.
So, with that, you didn't actually do anything outstanding for the purposes of your characters for meeting your harmony. But also, I was going to check to see how many people of you have drawbacks. So, Featherfall is ambush prone.
You've been ambushed by a song.
Aurora Glow has misplaced confidence.
In others or themselves?
It doesn't actually go into detail and you can't look it up. Bobble Brew has no drawback.
Oh, okay.
Didiris has no drawback. Gilliam has no drawback. And Stormy has no drawback. So only two of you have drawbacks you can use to gain role-playing awards from. Okay, so she suggests you go off to see Applejack and help with decorations around the parade grounds. Now that you have managed to help get the birds in line rather quickly.
Well, that was Dee doing, not ours, but we enjoyed watching Diddy do his thing.
You still hear Diddy in the background going, whoa.
And Featherfall's kind of doing the like dun dun.
Probably flapping along to the beat.
Beatboxing in the background? Or just popping in the background?
No, being the like back up.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, kind of like beatboxing.
And considering all of you can clap along to the music.
Yeah, or, making sound effects that are hopefully harmoniously musical. Or hilariously not.
Okay. So, making your way back into the centre, you find yourself coming up to Applejack, who's standing in front of a long fence wearing a red vest with a yellow patch in the shape of a banner, marking her as leader of the banner team. She's currently working her way around the town centre, climbing up ladders to hang huge banners and streamers. Seeing you, she goes, "Well, howdy, partner. I'm glad to have an extra pair of hooves to get all these banners hung. I need the most help down the parade route on the way to Sweet Apple Acres. I need some fast ponies to run streamers down the fence."
I'm fast. That's Gilly. And she like runs in a little circle to prove how fast she is, and then gets dizzy. And falls on her butt.
Applejack looks at Gilly and says, "Well, if you can do that without tying yourself in a knot while carrying a streamer, then yes, you can do the job."
Well, I was going in a circle this time. I will go straight when I'm doing the stream.
And remember to stop periodically and tie it to the fence as you go. Well, we're decorating the fence, not just running a race.
Stormy Night, sort of nudges Gilly and is like, wouldn't it be a grand thing if we had a little race between us to see who could put streamers down the parade ground the fastest?
I am up for a race. What's going to be the prize? I can give you a patent.
Stormy was like, I can tell you a wonderful story by the moonlight tonight when we are enjoying the last of the festival.
Oh, done deal. If I've got the streamer, I'm gonna get the streamer and.
Well, what colour streamer does Gilly grab?
She'll grab a blue one to go with her main, and Bubble will grab a pink one.
Okay, what colour ribbon does Stormy grab?
I will grab a yellow.
Yep. And what
Are we
color?
grabbing one or two streamers?
What one each for
Each pony.
Each pony that's helping.
Right. Featherfall volunteers to help tie up the streamers to the fence, going behind the racing party.
Well,
Because he can fly to sort of keep up or keep ahead of the
Just keep track of any of the streamer ribbon that Gilly doesn't quite get around.
a flying pony can also fly the racetrack.
Oh, I can also fly it.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you, the idea is to race and tie as you go.
I was going to say, you could hang ribbons at a higher level, say around trees along the way or something.
Okay, well, Featherfall then is very keen to join in the race. And we'll put things at a sort of as you said, a slightly higher level of flying through the course.
Okay. So what color ribbon were you taking?
I will take the green one.
Green one. Okay, then is Aurora racing, and what color ribbon is Aurora taking? Hello, Josh.
Gonna push buttons. Where is it?
What color ribbon is Aurora going to take with them?
Aurora will take the green ribbon.
And what color is Diddy going to carry along?
She'll take a golden ribbon.
Okay. So Applejack is ready to set you up to race. Ready to drop a banner to get you all to the end. And each of you will be making an athletic skill test. And if you have a speed essence score of 4 or higher, you will get a edge on the skill test, meaning you have advantage.
So, athletics test.
What was athletics?
So athletics is the skill, but if you have a speed essence score of 4 or higher, so those will be Featherfall has edge, so it has advantage.
Yeah.
And Aurora has the same, has advantage.
What?
Yep, because you got a speed of 4.
Oh, speed of 4. Gotcha.
Bubble Brew does not. Deity Riffs does not. Gilly has a speed of 4, so Gilly does also have advantage on the check. And Stormy does not. So half of you do.
So athletics check would be a D2. So you
Roll a D20 and any other dice that's not a 20.
Okay. And then you
Advantage with.
And then the other dice is odd is counts as 1, even counts as 2.
Okay.
And those that have edge get to roll 2 D20s.
Is that okay as the other dice?
That looks like a D12.
D12. Is that the wrong dice?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're saying any other dice.
Oh, sorry, that would work as the other dice. Yes. Are we talking about Gilly, or are we talking about?
I was going to start with Bubble.
So Bubble.
In front of me, and it says D2.
So D20 and any dice.
So that's
So that would be a total of 6.
6, not 8.
Yes, because the other one counts. It was a D2.
Ah, I see. Okay, I'm still trying to figure it out. Because I wasn't able to hear that.
Okay, so Bubble Brew is struggling to keep up.
Okay.
Uh,
And then
Gilly.
same for-
Gilly is what is Gilly's athletics?
Oh, it just says D2 as well.
But because of the speed, you get to roll 2 d20s as advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what they call edge here is
So,
advantage.
I've got 34 ground. How do you know the speed? Oh, there's 4.
It says 4 in the heart for speed.
And 2 there. Okay. It's just a different area to look at.
Mhm.
So 2 d20s.
And another dice to represent your D2.
Yes, d20. So
Goodness.
that's 8. That one is that's a make 2 8s. That's 4. No, a 7. So 8, 8, and 7.
And the 7 was the odd one?
D12, yeah.
Okay, so that means you got a total of 9.
Okay,
Okay, so Josh,
Yes.
would you like to check for Stormy? So you're not doing Stormy, you're doing check for Ditty.
cool.
I did both. Did he got a 5?
So total of 5?
A little 5.
Yep.
And Aurora got 18.
And Aurora got 18. Okay, looks like Aurora is currently the one in front. And how about Stormy with M?
So Stormy got a total of 10 as well.
And how about Feather, who had advantage with
So
Edge.
he rolled a 16 and a even on the
So that would be a +2. So that would be a total of
instead
18.
18. Yeah.
So it looks like Featherfall and Aurora Glow, both with their rushing forward on their wings, managed to beat everyone else to the finish line and finish nose to nose.
Nice.
Nose, hoof to hoof.
I was gonna say, the nostril in front is.
And coming up the rear is Ditty with the wrapped up in golden ribbon.
So Diddy got a little bit decorated.
Manages to just get across the line after Bubble, who's also wrapped up in pink ribbon.
I'm not unhappy with this outcome.
They managed
I like
to-
it decorated.
They managed to get the idea of running, tying, and reaching the end. Unfortunately, they tied more to themselves than to the posts.
Complex set of actions. Here for your random dice box.
Mm.
They don't actually belong in my sets.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom quickly.
Yep. So, because you have managed to successfully get 2 people to succeed of a difficulty 12 test,
Sorry, even Josh is like, ooh. Where did your characters get a 10 and a 5? Oh, 5 and 18.
so in total, Gilly got 9, Stormy got 10, Feather got 18, Aurora got 18, Bubble got 6, and Diddy got 5.
They're so good at this. Oh, 5 and 18. 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 5 and
Okay, and you are given a jug of Granny Smith's special pressed cider.
Ooh. Someone got a really nice prize.
Well, it's for the group.
Oh. That will be fun to share around the fireplace while roasting mushrooms.
And the benefit of it is each of the 6 servings will heal 1 point or remove a negative condition.
Nice.
So each of those are useful to have. And as you manage to succeed, she suggests you move on to help out Rarity, who is delivering a shipment of flowers and gems to finish the parade floats at the parade route.
We will head on over there.
Okay, so as you show up to the floats, you find Rarity wearing a light blue rhinestone vest with a patch in the shape of a flower. She holds a rope in her mouth, struggling to drag a large crate of decorations from the town square to the nearly completed parade floats being hidden behind larger buildings of Ponyville. As soon as she notices you, she drops the rope and trots over to you, stopping only to hold a hoof to her forehead dramatically. Goodness gracious me, what fantastic timing. Won't you please help me bring these crates to their specific floats? The ponies scheduled to help me finish decorations are all running behind, leaving me here all by my lonesome to finish up. Oh, woe is me.
Thorny, being the storyteller, it's like, have no fear, the team is here, save your woes and worries, we will get the job done.
Okay, so she points out each of the crates has an image on them. So you have one with a cake, one with a castle, one with a dragon wing, one with an ear of corn, one with a fence, and one with a frog. And the floats for the parade, and you are expected to match them up with the floats in question. So you see, of the 6 floats, there is a farm-themed float with a false set of growing crops, an orchard, and a barn at the top with cows. So which case do you take over there?
What did the cases have on them again, sorry?
A cake, a castle, a dragon wing, an ear of corn, a fence, and a frog.
Well, I think the ear of corn makes sense to go over to the that first float.
Okay, the second float is a cake-themed float with tiers of frosting made from white flowers and a large colourful cannon on top.
I'm pretty sure Gilly won't be able to resist doing the cake float. just the idea of eating it.
And which box do you take over? The cake, the castle, the dragon wing, the fence, or the frog?
The cake, I said. I think there's for Gilly, yeah, it's pretty irresistible.
One's the float and one's the box that decorates it.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I will take the matching box
Okay.
because that seems like a good idea.
I wouldn't mind some, yes. The next one is a replica of Canterlot Castle with a beautiful carved balcony and magical glittering lights.
Considering Bubble Brew does a lot of work over at the castle, that's probably...
And its box is either a castle, a dragon wing, a fence, or a frog.
So its box can be any of those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got to match up the boxes with the floats.
I think I'm going to take the castle to match up with the castle. Sounds like the right way to go.
And then you have a swamp themed float with a false pond with bullfrogs, glittery vines, a big leafy tree rising up with a small landing for ponies to stand. And remaining, you have a dragon wing, a fence, and a frog.
Featherfall will take the frog over to the swamp.
You will have to make a brawn test to take over the boxes.
I can make the brawn test.
But first, I was going to see if you got all the boxes lined up properly.
Oh yeah, yep.
The next float is only being decorated by fillies and colts, simply shaped with low platform and a ramp up to one additional story lined with a safety fence.
I want to say don't fence me in, but...
And currently all you have left is a dragon wing and a fence.
Yeah, fence.
Well, I think the fence can go up to the corralled fillies.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, did Diddy and...
I was going to ask who was going to go to which float after I went through the floats.
Yeah.
Because...
I just didn't want to take someone's choice away from them by accident.
and the last box has the dragon wing, which you think goes to the dragon themed float with a big mountain with holes for smoke and a false dragon curled around a pile of gold.
That does sound about right.
Okay, so you get to now see which float do you want to help out on, as you'll be dragging the case over to that float and assisting with the decorations. Any pony may speak up which one they want to do.
Well, Bubble wouldn't mind doing the castle one. She kind of feels naturally inclined towards it, since that's kind of where she spends a lot of her other time.
So Bubble can do a brawn check.
Where is brawn? My brawn is not marked on the sheet, so does that mean I have no brawn?
Okay, so
My strength is 5.
you would only have a d20, but you can choose to use telekinesis instead, because you are a unicorn.
Okay.
Which uses your smarts instead. And your alertness skill, so it's a d6 and a d20.
A D6 and a D20. That sounds like it has better options of succeeding.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want this to succeed, so I will do that.
Give me a roll and see how you go.
Bubble's going to look at the intended item and concentrate really hard. She takes D20 and a D6. That's 15. Yep, 15 and a 2.
So what was your total?
17.
Okay, so you succeed in dragging the crate over.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis dragging. You get the crate to the location.
I'm just going to frown at it until it gets where it needs to go.
Okay. Next pony. Which pony wants to do one of the other floats?
Featherfall will go to the swamp.
Okay, so it's now up to Featherfall to drag things across to it. You have a D2 on your brawn.
11.
Okay, so try as you might, you can't flap your wings hard enough to move the box.
Hmm.
How does it let you get rerolls if you need to get a reroll? Or can we assist?
People can assist.
So there'll be an opportunity at some point? So is this a point where seeing Featherfall struggling, Bubble Brew will use can she use her telekinesis to help lighten the load so that Featherfall actually, after that initial push, can move it?
Okay, so what did you get on your secondary dice?
I got a odd, which is a +1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I understand
Okay.
how that works.
Okay, so. Well, I'll say I'll get everyone to do their dragging and seeing what they actually get first before we see any secondary stuff.
Okay.
So at the moment, Featherfall's not making it. Which other pony wishes to go next?
Maybe Diddy or Laura can give a shot? So everyone gets a turn?
Which float does Ditty or Aurora wish to go onto?
What floats were there?
There is the farm, there is the cake, there is the tiered filly, so tiered platform for the young ponies like Gilliam, and then there's the dragon themed float.
Aurora will probably go on the dragon float.
Okay, so she gets to make a check, which for her would be a straight D20.
Straight D20. 15.
That is not bad. Okay, so back to Ariadna, and this is now Gilly. Which one does Gilly go towards?
She'll do the tiered one that's the young ponies like which I think was that the cake one?
No, that was the fence one.
The fence one, yeah. She'll do that one. There's young foals and things like that involved.
She's the only foal amongst the group.
Mm-hmm.
So Gilly can do it with strength, which is a D20, or can decide to use her smarts and do it with her own telekinesis, which will give her a D2.
I will do the D20 and
The D2.
The D2. So that is a 12 and a 13.
Okay, so that leaves us with Stormy Night choosing either the cake or the farm.
Stormy Knight will go the farm. I have no problem, so this is going to roll. Stormy is also struggling with 6.
So you're definitely struggling on that one.
Apparently my favorite dice is like My Little Pony.
Favorite dice never like you when you need them to.
And that does mean that last up we have is Ditty being on the cake one.
Yay!
This would be a cakewalk.
So Ditty has a brawn of D2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a piece of cake. You can do it. That's me trying to foster your team spirit, even though you're not a stranger. With bad puns.
Did you risk got 11?
Beauty risk got 11.
I think shield heals from defeat.
Okay, so Bubble, Gilly, and Aurora managed to get their boxes to the floating question. And you see Stormy, Ditty, and Feather struggling to move their boxes. What do they do?
Bubble will, as announced earlier, trot over to Featherfall and offer to help lift the load with some telekinesis.
That would be fantastic. I seem to be in a bit of a bind.
You've been working hard today, so you're bound to need a little bit of help, and it's always fun working together.
Okay, I'm just currently looking up how to actually aid another on a skill check.
Sorry, dogs are just being annoying.
Josh is being annoying?
No, dogs.
Dogs. Okay. I thought I misheard that.
Yeah, no, she's being an annoying little turd. And Yuki's now willing at me. She didn't eat any of her dinner earlier, and she's now hungry.
She's hungry now.
Okay,
Yes,
so
me.
who is Bubble helping?
I was helping Featherfall because when she was initially struggling, that's what I said I would do for.
Okay, so with Bubble helping, you get to actually make the check again. This time you get to shift the check by 1.
Okay, so I'll put in the numbers. And
No, it's not Ariadne doing it.
Oh, okay, so that's.
It is Feather doing it.
Okay. It isn't right.
So Feather would normally have a D2, but it becomes a D4 because you've
shit, that was a really good roll.
got one person helping you.
I've got like an 18. That sucks.
Right. So, a D20 plus a D.
D4. For each pony helping, it increases the dice by 1 step.
Although at this point, I feel like if you cough at it hard enough, it might move.
Yeah, maybe. So total 14 this time.
Okay, so you managed to help get the crate over. Who is then helping?
Having seen Bubble go over and help Featherfall, Billy will go over to the other 2 ponies who are struggling. Who are the other 2 that struggled?
Stormy and Ditty.
So she'll run over to Ditty and...
More likely help Stormy because of being the mentor.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realise Stormy was a mentor. Stormy's my mentor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I might need to write that down because I did not know that.
But so is Bubble Brew. Both of them are your mentors.
Oh, okay. So mentors are... Sorry, I just want to... Bubble and Stormy. Okay. So I'll run over to Stormy then.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll look up at Stormy and I'll say, I can do telekinesis too. Would you like me to help?
So Stormy gets to make a check with a D2.
Who's playing Stormy?
That would be Josh.
Ah, there you go. I thought Josh was doing Aurora and Diddy. So
No, that'll be M. Sorry, that'll be M. M does Stormy.
Uh, 13.
A 13 with help. And that leaves Ditty getting help from...
Josh is essentially helping himself.
Yep.
help from Aurora.
Yeah, I was going to say Aurora's the main character, isn't she?
She is the leader of the group. So that means that Ditty would then roll with a d4.
So that would be a d20 and a d4.
Mm-hmm.
D20 and D4.
We did miss one of the things when you're doing the performance. Because of your cutie mark, you actually increase your performance skill by 1 rank as well.
Oh, nice.
Wait.
So the musical could have been
Even
even
better.
greater than the greatest song on earth.
Yeah. So is the D20 plus a D4?
D20 plus a d4.
And 20.
You got a 20. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it seems with help you are able to actually get all the crates over. So I will award the group a friendship point for doing the friendship part and helping each other get there. Now you have to decorate the help decorate the flute.
This is Gilly's favourite space.
So they are asking for a performance craft or a culture decorating.
Right.
So it would be a D4 for Gilly for performance, or a D2 for culture.
D4 probably.
And as you don't have a cutie mark, you don't increase it.
No, I do.
But art and style apply because you have express yourself as one of your perks. So you have advantage on the check.
So I do a D4 or 2 D4s?
A D4 and 2 D20s.
Oh, a D4 and 2 D20s.
Yes, you take the best of the 2 D20s.
Yep.
Because if you're doing anything about expressing yourself in social and smarts, you actually get to use 2 D20.
I'm going to express myself. Hey, 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 hey. Alright, so the better of those is a 17. And then there was a 1 on the D4.
So that makes it an 18 on your decorating. So decorating comes out quite nice with Gilly's artistic flair. So Em, which one are you decorating first with? Is Feather or Stormy going first?
I'll do Stormy. And she'll use performance.
Okay, so performance for her is D4, but looking at what she had,
As I say, would she have an artistic expression? She's a storyteller or?
has different ones. I'm just having a quick look at them.
Yeah.
Storytelling is your talent, and you don't actually have anything else that helps you in here. But you have a pool of cheer points, and can use a free action to reroll a failed performance skill test.
Oh,
So as this is performance, you can technically reroll it if you fail.
sounds brilliant.
I'm not sure how many cheer points you have there.
How do you find that? Somewhere in the book, I presume?
Okay, so it is the D4 plus D20 for you, Em.
So that would be 21.
21 on the farm. Okay, so Josh, who's going up? Is it Ditty or Aurora?
Who's going on a ceremony?
Who's going to do the decorating on their float?
Aurora.
Okay, so when we look at Aurora, now she has nothing in performance, but has a D2 in culture.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a D2.
Just looking at the rest of the stuff she has. Okay, nothing else seems to actually jump in there and say stuff for you.
Mm-hmm. Alright. D20 plus D2. I got 4.
Really? You got a 3 and a 1? Or a 2 and a 2?
It was a 3 and a 1.
Apparently everything is sticking to your wings.
I think you may need to use a cheer point if you've got it to reroll.
Does not have the cheer point.
Oh, it doesn't have any cheer points.
That was the other character.
Oh.
Each character has special abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is aerial acrobatics. In your bones, you get a boost on acrobatic skill tests,
Right.
and you can land on clouds.
So, and this is just a question generally, if her as a character were to use acrobatics in decorating a float, would that apply?
Though we could also say that it's telling a story while decorating, and could then roll edge on the test and re-roll, throw in another d20 and see if you do better.
Okay, yeah, you get advantage. Okay, yeah.
I can do that once per scene. So Josh, roll another d20 and see if it's better.
Roll another D20. Wow. 13.
So 13, and what did you get on your other dice? Not the d20?
1.
Okay, so you get a whole 14 on your decorating check.
Oh, 14.
Hey, it's not too bad. It is better than a 4, it's 10 better. Okay, so that means we're up to Bubble Brew's decorating. Which one is Bubble doing? Bubble is doing the castle.
She is.
Okay, so you have a culture of D2 and you don't have any
Where
performance.
does it say culture?
Culture is under smarts.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, culture of D2. So that'd be a D20 and just D2.
Uh,
Because I'm pretty sure I don't have anything else. I am going to use hooves and tail and horn as decorating tools, and hope that I do shit. That rolled over. What was it? Okay, so it was a 13 and a 3. So 13 and 3 is odd, so that's 1.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's a 14. Okay, so Bubble gets a 14 for your decorating. And so now we move over to, I believe we're up to Featherfall.
I believe so.
And Featherfall's culture is nothing and her performance is nothing.
You're a unwashed, cultureless bundle of fun.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh god. I got 10.
You got a 10? Okay. And that brings us to Ditty Riffs on the cake.
Riffs.
So, with Ditty Riffs, your performance is a D8. You have a cutie mark with the performance skill, meaning that it becomes a D10 automatically.
Yay. Alright.
And I'm sure we can say that there are more than 10 other creatures present at this time. So you can actually increase it to a D12
Oh, nice.
because you have the audience.
Oh, yay. I got a big audience. What was the thing? What was the thing? We get friendship points if we roll really bad.
If you roll a 1, you can get a friendship point.
I got a friendship point.
Or you could spend a friendship point to re-roll it. You currently have 7.
I think maybe. Oh, it depends. Do you want to get another friendship point? We've got 7.
Yo, why not? Let's make it right. I'll go with my bad decisions.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a bad decision so much as a bad roll.
So what was the total after that?
I think it was a good decision to decorate it.
So what was the total with the 1 and what was on the D12?
It was a total of 6. So a 5 on the D12.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, everyone finishes up their decorating just in time. And Rarity offers you all a pick of her costumes for the parade.
Costumes, you say?
Because the floats you've worked on, they give you a choice of helping out with that float in the parade itself.
I like the idea of costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Very much into costumes.
But does suggest that you move on to help Pinkie Pie getting treats ready for everyone to enjoy at Sugar Cube Corner.
Okay, we'll do that first then.
Because you succeeded enough to move on to the next task.
Okay.
Basically, if you fail out on them, you miss out on tasks.
Yeah. So Pinkie Pie is the next step. I'm fairly sure we're fairly hungry by now, so one or two of the snacks may go. No, rather than go missing, it might accidentally fall on the floor. And, can't feed that to other people.
Not too far from the town square, there are fantastic smells coming from Sugar Cube Corner. Outside the shop are a set of long tables with beautiful tablecloths. There is a whoosh of movement as a white-vested Pinkie Pie whips back and forth between running to the kitchen to mix up new batches of treats and putting out plates and piles of pies, cookies and cakes. She's got splotches of cake, batter and frosting all over her. Mr. and Mrs. Cake are looking on with worry, trying to help organize the tables while also wrangling their magical children, Pound Cake and Pumpkin Cake. Mrs. Cake notices...
That's such a cruel name, Pound Cake.
Mrs. Cake notices you coming over and trots over with relief. Oh goodness, I'm so glad you've come to help us. Pinkie Pie is running herself ragged and she's starting to... Here she drops to a whisper, make some really baked bads. Won't you please go into the kitchen and offer her a hoof? Maybe all your hoofs.
I have at least 2 or 4 hooves that I can make useful, Gilly says, and bounces off towards the kitchen. Bubble says, I have quite a lot of skill actually concocting potions and things. I'm fairly sure I can use those skills in cooking too.
Okay, so what about the other 4 ponies?
Featherfall is more than happy to go help out in the kitchen in any way possible.
You're going to be a taste tester?
yeah, totally.
Gilly's totally planning on offering up herself to do both. Especially for those baked bads. She's just gonna be like, I'll fall on that, and I'll make sure those baked bads don't get out to the public.
How about Ditty and Aurora?
Um, Aurora will probably write down some recipes for like the cake shop or something. Um, and Diddy will probably inspire everyone with a tune.
Okay, so while those two ponies are sitting up from helping,
Mm.
the other four of you enter the sugar cube corner. Uh, there are tables full of already completed treats. The food Pinky has been bringing to the tables, as well as every oven, mixing bowl, and spoon in use to make even more baked goods. And yeah, oh hi, Pinkie Pie explains, popping out from behind a bag of flour. Are you my number one Pinkie pals, cookie comrades, sweet treat stewards? I'm so glad you came. You see, I made plenty of yummy scrummy treats for the festival, but I forgot the most important thing. She pauses for one of you to get in a word.
Uh, Rather than getting to a word, Gilly will gently take some splattered cake off Pinkie Pie's face and just like help clean her up and eat it.
And she goes, thanks, Gilly, for the assistance. It says, why, you may ask, is what I've forgotten? The cupcakes for the cupcake cannon, of course.
Cupcakes!
It's not going to be a very good float if I can't shoot cupcakes right into every pony's open mouth, is it?
I could be your practice cupcake catcher, but I will also help make cupcakes.
And she yelps as the buzzer starts to go off. Thick black smoke coming out of an oven.
Oof.
And so those of you inside get to choose, are you going to help with baking, or are you going to help with carrying out the trays?
What kind of skill do you use for baking?
Baking can be performance baking or culture.
So, because I think Bubble might be good at baking.
And carrying stuff would be a brawn skill test or telekinesis for unicorns.
Okay, well both of mine have telekinesis, so I'll how do I know what my culture is? You said culture for cooking?
Yes.
What is culture? That's just a D2. And that one's just D2. And there was an alternate one for cooking, was there?
Alternate for cooking was performance
Oh,
with
performance.
baking sub-skill or culture.
So yeah, I don't think.
While you're doing that, we do have DT Riffs and Aurora providing assistance.
Okay,
So, Josh, who is Diddy Riffs helping?
Diddy Riffs will help. Will help Featherfall.
If you use generosity of spirit, you give them a upshift on their check, but you take a downshift on your next check.
Okay.
Which means you're basically just stealing from a later choice. And I believe Aurora had... Okay, so yes, the other ones don't really help Aurora on this. So you're sitting there thinking up recipes to assist. So
I was gonna say I've made a decision on what I was doing. Bubble Brew has a feeling that she'd be good at helping out with cooking. So even though it's not necessarily her most proficient thing to do, she's gonna
Yep.
try and give her help with the cooking, particularly seeing the black smoke coming out of the oven.
And what's Gilly doing?
I think that was that.
Carrying with using telekinesis and alertness.
No, not carrying, cooking.
Cooking would be performance or culture.
Yeah, so I think it's culture. So this performance, she doesn't have anything, whereas culture, she at least gets a D2.
So the culture skill is harder.
Yeah, harder than the moving and things, but in terms of the character.
I was saying the culture skill is harder than the performance skill.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because not all the checks are the same.
Oh, I see. So it's not just down to the dice.
Not just down to the
How
dice.
do you tell? Like, are you supposed to be able to tell, or?
Well, as to the players, I'll say that the difficulty is 12 for the performance or 16 for culture.
Oh, I see. That's what you mean when you say it's harder to reach. Okay, so in that case, I guess I'll try. Well, then that's just a D20 though.
And what is Featherfall and Stormy doing?
Featherfall will help move things around with his athleticness, being
Yep.
able to help.
And what is Stormy doing?
She will help cook.
Okay, it's Josh. So who is Aurora helping now that Ditty is giving Featherfall a double boost?
Aurora will help. Aurora will help. Bubble brew. Yeah, Aurora will help bubble brew.
Okay.
There's brewmeister.
In which case, then we get to have some checks. So Bubble Brew gets to do a performance roll as the first one up.
So that's the D20.
That is the D20 plus the D2 because of the assistance from Aurora.
So that's 14, and so if it's a 5, it would be a +1.
Yeah.
So it's 15.
So 15 on your baking. Then Gilly is up.
Oh, Gilly? Right, so Gilly was moving stuff with telekinesis.
Wasn't I thought you said baking, but I'm moving it over.
I said even though she's not skilled at it, Bubble Brew was going to do baking, and Gilly was going to, because she's younger and not as confident, she was
Okay,
going to move
so
stuff.
it is a D2 with a D20 for Gilly.
Same roll. Your roll, so that's 16 and a 5 again, so it's 17.
17 for Gilly. And then we're over to Stormy. Stormy Knight doing a performance which would be a D4.
Stormy goes. A total of 19.
Total of 19. Okay, and that leaves us with Featherfall making a strength check. Brawn, so it would be a brawn check of a D6. Thanks to Ditty's double boost.
Oh, good. Thank you, Dee. Hmm. 23.
Okay, so yes, between all of you, you managed to help Pinkie Pie deal with the cooking, delivery, and assistance.
Does Gilly get a shot at being tester for the cupcake cannon?
You each get a test of stuff.
Yep. She's happy and because Gilly's having such a good time, Bubble Brew will give up her cupcake testing thing to Gilly so that Gilly gets 2 chances at cupcake.
And as you have been also providing lots of assistance and working together, each of you playing your part, you also gain another friendship point.
Yay!
So you're up to 9 friendship points at this stage.
Yay.
So what can they be used for? Just rerolls?
They can be used for rerolls. They can also be used to form a friendship circle.
Okay.
And every pony that adds that uses a friendship point to form the circle adds bonuses into the pool for everyone to use.
And when would you form a friendship circle?
If you think you're not going to succeed at a test, you can form a friendship circle to give someone a massive boost.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's like a big bad evil guy type test.
And that's where you can work together to do the job.
Yeah.
Okay, so she gives you each a coupon of ultra yummy special Pinkie Pie sweet treat redeemable at Sugar Cube Corner at a later stage.
But Gilly and Bubble want to line up right now.
Well, she says you need to get a hoof on because
Yeah, no. I said want to.
you need to move on to Blossom Fourth, who's taking Rainbow Dash's place to clear the skies.
We've got to clear the skies, or Rainbow Dash is clearing the skies, so we've got to take Rainbow Dash's place. So only one of us can fly.
2 of you can fly.
2 of us can fly?
Yes, there are 2 Pegasus, there are 2 unicorns, and there are 2 Earth ponies.
Who's the other flying one?
We have Aurora Glow and Featherfall being the 2
Aurora,
flyers.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
Stormy and Ditty are the 2 Earth ponies, and Bubble and Gilly are the 2 unicorns.
Yeah, I was getting that with the telekinesis.
So, up in the sky on the grassy hill nearby square, Blossom Fourth, a Pegasus, is flying a few feet off the ground. She nervously looks through a spyglass at the sky, at approaching clouds, assessing the weather situation. If there's a Pegasus in the group, when they approach, she looks down at Relief and goes, hi, excuse me. If you aren't too busy, would you mind helping me clear those clouds before they ruin the festival? We've been given some special notes from Rainbow Dash to make the sky awesomely awesome, and I could really use the help. If they aren't cleared soon, I'm afraid it may start to rain.
No rain.
And she shows you a report given her by the local weather control Pegasi, who are out of town to study a weather phenomenon on the far side of Equestria.
On the day of the festival? That's bad timing.
It reads in a nice handwritten script. Bountiful Bouquet Festival. Possible chance of rain. Slightly overcast for a stunning sunset over Sweet Apple Acres. Rainbow Dash has crossed us out with one line to write, make it awesomely awesome, in big letters with a red marker. So, this is a test for Pegasi who can make an athletics or acrobatics check with the same difficulty to help clear the clouds. And other ponies could take turns using the spyglass to allow them to and doing an alertness skill test to assess which clouds need to be moved more efficiently.
I'm alert. I can do it. I've always been alert.
So, which pony grabs the spyglass?
I'm pretty sure one of my I got like 3 alertness dots. Bubble Brew doesn't snatch it, but she's definitely first in line to grab that spyglass.
Well, she gets the spyglass, and is any pony going to help her with directions who's not a Pegasus? So that means Ditty, Stormy, and Gilly can all potentially assist Bubble.
I thought Stormy was the Pegasus.
No, it's Feather and Aurora.
Yeah, sorry, I did get it mixed up.
Stormy is happy to help out with directions and
Yep.
helping on the ground.
So assisting.
Yep.
What about Diddy Riffs? Is Diddy Riffs going to assist?
Did you explore this?
And how about Gilly?
Oh yeah, of course. Gilly's always up for assisting in any way she can.
Okay. So that does mean when we look at Bubble and Bubble's alertness becomes a D20 and a D12.
I happen to know that. And look what I happen to have out: a D20 and a D12. That's totally incidental. That's like unintentional. I just happen to pick my next favourite dice and they're easy to read than my pearl dice. Alright, so we've got a 9 and a 7. So that would be 15.
15. Okay. Okay, so with the instructions given by the crew, Feather and Aurora can choose to make an aerobics or athletics check. Let's start with Feather.
I have a better
Acrobatics is better. And because it's an acrobatics check, you can upshift it once, making it a D6 because of lighter than air.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're doing it D20 plus D6.
Yep. Total was 17.
Using the 17. 17 is actually a good roll. So 17 on Feathers 1. Now we've got Aurora. Aurora has nothing in acrobatics, but you do get to upshift it, making it a D12.
Is Aurora there?
Sorry.
Did Josh fall asleep on us?
Yeah, just almost falling asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Josh, as you don't actually have a thing in it, you can spend a friendship point to give yourself the D2 and then upshift it to a D4.
Sure.
That's good.
So you roll a D20 plus a D4, spending a friendship point.
D20 plus D4. And then probably after this I might just we'll go to bed, sorry.
So good.
18.
18. So, between the two of you, you are able to clear the skies. You've gotten lots of direction. It doesn't take very long because of the efficiency of Bubble Brew. And you receive a coin with a cloud on one side and a lightning bolt on the other,
Just
known as a weather pony's favor.
That's cool. So do we each receive that coin?
You get it as a group.
So 1 coin for the group. I'm just gonna write it down to make sure.
Called a weather pony's favor. So you can give it to the weather ponies to request a specific weather condition on the next day.
So weather pony's favour. So if later on we need to affect the weather, we can.
Yep.
Although the weather ponies are currently
On the other side of Equestria.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, so because you managed to succeed on this, Blossom Forth sends you on to Twilight Sparkle, the project coordinator, who may need help running messages at Parade headquarters.
just the name has got Gilly enthusiastic. Anyone called Twilight Sparkle has got to be an awesome pony to me. Possibly even the main attraction.
Well, she's the leader of what they call the main six.
There you go.
And you've met nearly all the other main six except for Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
So Twilight Sparkle wears a multicoloured vest showing her coordinator status. She's levitating her clipboard with her sparkling purple magic, flipping through pages. She has several small satchels laid out neatly on the table and is mumbling to herself as she checks through the process of the festival preparations. She's so focused on the task she doesn't notice you're there until you pretty much bump into the table.
Gilly will like, I love that vest. I want to learn how to make a vest so that I can have a vest like that. That is a very cool vest. And Bubble Brew is thinking, maybe not a vest, but maybe a lab coat?
And Bubble goes, "Oh, hi, thank you so much for coming. That was such a nice compliment. I don't have any messages to send quite yet, but I'm sure someone will." And then, Twilight, a voice interrupts her. It is Spitfire, head of the Wonderbolts, along with Soren and Misty Fly.
Wow.
Twilight, we can't find Rainbow Dash, and we're really supposed to be practicing at Sweet Apple Acres for the performance at sunset with the Rain Boom. Do you have any idea where she is? Twilight Sparkle seemed shocked. I thought she was with you all morning. By my calculations, I anticipate it will take at least 6 hours of practicing to get to tonight's performance perfect. We've already lost an hour. That's a 16.67% decrease in perfection.
They are some overwhelming statistics, and Gilly's brain goes blank.
Twilight is Miss Statistics.
Yeah. Like brain.
Okay, so each of you gets to make an alertness skill test.
Well,
Alertness.
Bubble Brew's right up there for that.
So alertness will start with Aurora Glow for Josh. Your basic alertness is a D4.
D4.
And Josh says that matches my alertness.
This is seriously 13.
Okay. Aurora got a 13. Next one up is Bubble Brew, and Bubble Brew's alertness is a D6.
So D6 plus a D20. Is that not D6? 5. There it is. So 12.
You got a 12. Okay. Next one is Featherfall and Alertness. It's a D2. But, I'm going to say you have this at disadvantage.
Oh. Why's that?
You'll find out why.
Oh, later?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sucks. I got a 7.
You got a 7? Okay.
It would have been a 20 before you said disadvantage.
I had a feeling it was a 20.
I rolled a 19 and a 6 odd.
Well, Ditty has a D4.
Considering Aurora had a D4 and she got a 4, that's actually pretty good.
Hello, Ditty. Has Josh left the building?
No, I'm still here. Josh.
Josh is like slowly fading away into the chair.
I'm slowly getting more and more out of my keyboard. I'm gonna have keyprints in my forehead eventually.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll record you snoring again soon.
You probably just record the sound and just going.
Yeah, do.
DD Rift's alertness.
Mm-hmm.
I get a D4.
Alright, you two, enough.
15.
15. Okay. Doing pretty well for that one. That brings us to Stormy Night. Stormy has a D4.
Sorry, just give me a second. The dogs are demanding again. Yes, I get it, you.
Well, you know, she didn't eat her dinner when dinner was there because she didn't want her dinner when it was there.
Well, she ate her dinner, but they're now out of water, so they're now like, give me water because I'm now thirsty from having my dinner. This.
This sounds like a very puppy-like mentality.
It's like, how dare you not be me? I am the queen. Oh, listen. D4.
What did you... Yeah, D4 plus D20.
Yeah. Uh, 14.
A 14. And last but not least is Gilly. And Gilly's alertness is a D2.
Yeah, so 20 and so even equals a plus 2, yeah.
Even equals a plus 2,
Yeah,
yes.
so that'll be 12.
Okay, so looks like Ditty Rift is the only one who ducks, as Tank, Rainbow Dash's loyal pet tortoise, is flying towards them using a helicopter engine attached to his shell.
So what were we doing? So Diddy Rift is the only one who what?
Ducked, as Tank, the flying turtle, ran into the other ponies, bopping into their heads.
Oh, okay. So we weren't alert enough?
No, it was a DC 15.
Oh, okay. So who...
Ditty was the only one who got 15 or higher.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Alright. Well, I guess it means that it's not that they flew into us, we caught them and gave them a soft landing.
And Tank flies around the group in slow circles, much to the annoyance of Twilight and the Wonderbolts. This is the perfect time for Featherfall to remember they have empathy.
Sorry, I missed that.
Give them doggies water.
Okay, so you have Tank the flying tortoise with a helicopter engine in his shell. Is flying around annoying the group, and I was pointing out this is the perfect time for Featherfall and Featherfall's empathy.
Yes. What is wrong, my friend? You seem to be in a hurry.
Okay, so as this is where you get to use your animal handling roll here, and because it relates to your cutie mark, you actually get to increase that by 1. You use the right words in your statement, making it a D6.
Right. 16.
So you get a 16. Okay, so you were able to figure out that Tank is trying to get you to follow him.
our little flying friend
Maybe he knows where Rainbow Dash is.
appears to want our attention. We shall follow him and find out.
Twilight thanks Tank. The Spitfires let you know that she and the Wonderbolts will be waiting for Rainbow Dash at the huge white rock by the entrance to Everfree Forest. That's their practice spot, far enough away from the action to keep everyone, far enough from the action to keep everything a surprise.
Yep.
And Tank, Rainbow Dash's loyal pet tortoise, eagerly leads the party to Ponyville Park, where they find Rainbow Dash. When you arrive, Tank flies up to a small cloud where Rainbow Dash is sitting, looking upset. Tank starts to spin around her, and she looks around and notices you. She flaps her ring to lower the cloud she's sulking on down to the group, but stays aloof, avoiding eye contact. Geez, I didn't mean to make them send a whole search party. Listen, I'm just really not feeling it today. Like, everyone's having all this fun and going to a cool festival, and I've got to spend my whole day practicing something I'm already perfect at. It's just a rainbow boo. I've done 1 billion of them.
But isn't practice fun, especially when it's something that you love doing?
I'm fantastic at it. I don't need to practice. I've done it so many times I can do it with a blindfold.
Bella will pipe up and say, the what was it? The
Spitfires?
The fireflies?
The Spitfires?
The
Spitfires.
Wonderbolts. Spitfire is the name of one of the Wonderbolts.
Yeah.
Ah,
Wonderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderbolts. The Wonderbolts came to try and find you. They were very much looking forward to practicing with you and using your knowledge of the song to help them make the perfect performance for today.
Okay,
And Bubble Brew will pipe up and say, but I think it's Bubble Brew who's got the it's Gilly who inspires other people. What's Bubble Brew?
So, are people going to give?
Spirit. Oh, that's for strangers.
Are people going to give Featherfall assistance in convincing Rainbow Dash to help?
Oh, well, Bubble Brew definitely would try because would that come under smoothing over frictional team spirit?
That would, definitely.
Yeah. So,
because it's helping a team get back together.
Yeah, so role playing a part of that is like you may be perfect, but think about the other ponies you're with. They'll be nervous because they're not as good as you. So your expertise in this is really essential for helping inspire them to perform as well as you do.
And that in itself earns a friendship point.
Oh, nice.
Because that was basically what you needed to say. Does Josh want to throw anything into there for Ditty or Aurora Glow?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go to bed.
You go rest up.
Thank you.
And with that, it is a persuasion roll for Featherfall. With
Do we both get a story point, or is that just
the team gets the story point.
Oh,
So
the team
the
gets the story point.
team earned thing.
The story, the friendship points are all team based.
Oh, right. Cool.
Because My Little Pony is all about the team.
The team. Yep. No, that's I wasn't sure if we got 2 or 1 in that. That's what
You get persuasion as the base check, and you're using understanding as your core for it. So I'm going to say it gets upgraded for that, making it a D8. You have one person helping, making it a D10.
I was going to say Gilly would help too.
Then that makes it a D12.
Okay.
So And I think after the D12, what's the next one after a D12? 2D8.
2d8. That's
Mhm.
pretty good.
Wait, so am I rolling the D12 or the 2D8?
D12 plus 2D8.
Oh, I'm rolling
So
both?
1d12.
1D12 plus 2D8, and you add it all together.
Yeah. So no d20.
No, sorry. The D20 plus the 2D8.
Okay, so 1d20.
So people were throwing numbers and I got
2d8.
confused. Yeah,
Okay.
2D8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was the D20, the D12, and the 2D8. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Well, you see, and as I said, and I think Martin wasn't sure himself because at first he kept having to upgrade as people piped up and say, "I'm helping."
Oh, like we're helping, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had have had 2 more assistances, it would have made it an auto success. 3 more assistances would have made it a critical success.
Well, you couldn't get 3 more assistances
There are ways to do it.
because there's only 6 of us all together, and 4 of us are already contributing. And I gather with Josh offline, we can't take over Aurora and Diddy.
Well, technically, let's give Emma a roll instead of just making it a success.
Oh yeah, no, I meant more generically.
Mm-hmm.
That is a total of 28.
I was gonna say with a D20 and 2D8, you should be able to get.
Next thing to ask is, did any of the dice have the maximum on the dice? Because
No,
that is an important thing to remember.
It was 16, a 6, and a 6.
Because I will point out again that if you succeed at the check and you roll a maximum on any of the dice, except for the D2, it counts as a critical success.
I was gonna say, trust me, you would know if I got a D20.
Well, if you rolled the D4 and got a 4 on the D4,
Well, Josh did at least once, but yeah.
Yes, but I have to remind people that is
They've got
one
to
of the
remember
rules.
that. And it's a lot to remember when you're tired.
Okay, so Rainbow Dash says, "Yeah, you're right. I better go. Make sure Pinkie Pie saves me a cupcake or whatever." As Rainbow just
Having not eaten the second cupcake that she was given at Pinkie Pie's, Gilly will offer up her spare cupcake and say, "This is to keep you going while you're practicing."
Okay, so I will make that a friendship point for all of them for convincing Rainbow Dash on top of the using appropriate
Story
elements.
Elements. Yeah, that's the right word. Story
Yep.
elements.
And that is the end of part 1, Helpful Ponies.
Josh almost made it.
With part 2 being Parade Panic, would you like to hold that off until next session?
That'll work.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was with the lack of players, it's kind of hard to pick. Unfortunately, it's been really hard to get the numbers in.
And I'll see if I can shake up a few more who's to help out next session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Shadow's feeling better next week.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog, I think, just stole something that she shouldn't have.
Well, I'll put it on to end credits then. And I will chat to you after.
Friendship is magic!